Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss the legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedoms and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, the President and General Counsel of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country in the courtrooms of America. Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedoms.
Liberty Counsel is training the next generation of leaders. I'm Matt Barber, Director of Cultural Affairs with Liberty Counsel and Associate Dean with Liberty University School of Law, in for Matt Staver today. And joining me in studio is Sean Akers, Dean of Liberty University's Helms School of Government and Policy Analyst with Liberty Counsel. We are in today for Matt Staver. Well, Liberty Counsel recently hosted a law school and college students in Washington, D.C., as part of Liberty Counsel's summer internship, externship, and clinical program. Liberty Counsel trains law school and college students in its Florida, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. offices. Now, these students were present in the Supreme Court when the justices publicly released 4 decisions. They were welcomed with a private tour of the Supreme Court and a lecture by General William Souter, the clerk of the U.S. Supreme Court. And later in the day, they toured the Capitol building. Now, Sean, you were blessed with the opportunity to escort a number of these students and to be at this event. Tell me a little bit, first of all, how did the students react to having such an incredible opportunity? What an opportunity this is and was for them to have this private tour and to see the workings of the United States Supreme Court and how the highest court in the land conducts business.
You know, Matt, they acted as humbly and as insatiably curious as I hoped they would. You got to remember that these students, many of them Liberty University School of Law students, have stood in our Supreme Court mock trial room, which is an exact replica of the bench in the Supreme Court with all 9 of its seats.
Right off of the original blueprints.
Right off of the original, and it's got the same distances from the lectern to the justices. It's a very compelling way to practice what we call moot court, which is where you try cases that aren't real in rehearsal to one day do the real thing. So for them to go and to see the happenings at the real Supreme Court is quite an honor for all of them, and they took it just as such. And those that have met General Souter, the clerk of the United States Supreme Court, know that he truly is the epitome of a gentleman and a scholar. For him to take up time with law students on the level that he does is fascinating. The man is an absolute wealth of knowledge. He has seen the best and worst of attorneys and is free-flowing with his learning as he is with his humor. They had a spectacular time, and I've got to tell you, it's a really compelling thing to watch the light go off and to see that they're not that far from the highest court in the land.
Well, Paul Broderson, a Liberty University School of Law intern with Liberty Counsel, I want to quote him. He said, quote, "It was amazing to walk into the Supreme Court room. To be in the United States Supreme Court where the 10 Commandments are displayed was an incredible experience, especially when all 9 of the Supreme Court justices took their seats." And, just the enthusiasm that these students, these interns had when they returned, you could see the excitement on their face. And, Sean, this is just one of the kinds of opportunities that students who attend, for instance, Liberty University School of Law, if we can toot our own horn here for a minute, you mentioned the Supreme Court room with a one-of-a-kind exact replica of the bench of the United States Supreme Court. And these types of opportunities to go and not just learn the law in theory, but to both learn the law in practical application through Liberty University's School of Law's one-of-a-time lawyering skills program. Other schools around the country are looking to our lawyering skills program, seeking to emulate that program because we are churning out some of the best attorneys around the country here. But not only that, but the ability to go to, the seat of government, to go and see where the Constitution is interpreted, to see the halls of justice and the halls of Congress, the United States Supreme Court. What an incredible opportunity! And nestled here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, we're about 3 hours away from Washington, D.C. Students have opportunities to get down to CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference, a number of conferences throughout the year, yet can get away from the rat race far enough to be here in the beautiful surroundings of the Blue Ridge Mountains here in Central Virginia. And I know for me and my family, it's just an incredible blessing to live here and to be a part of this Liberty University program. But your thoughts?
I've got to tell you, Matt, that's one of the great blessings that I can imagine of being in a place as beautiful as this, as stately paced as this, but yet only 3.5 hours away from literally the most powerful city on the face of the globe right now. I mean, it's a very humbling thing. And